Hey guys, press the bell icon and never miss a video from Aola DIY. Hey friends, I hope all of you are doing great. So today I will be teaching you all how to alter a clipboard using the Misty Rose collection by Prima Marketing and some beautiful dies by Fantasy. So for this, what I'm going to do is first cut my paper exactly the size of the clipboard, and earlier I had colored my clipboard using a white gesso so that the base is properly primed. Although this was not required, but I didn't like the brown color, so that's why I just converted into white color. So the next thing which I'm doing is I'm using a punch by Dress My Craft. It's a corner rounder punch, and I'm rounding all my corners before matting the second layer. And now I'm just cutting the paper to the size and layering it on. One thing which I really like about double-sided papers is that you don't have to spend much time about coordinating which color would go best with the other one. Before I will stick them onto each other, like always, I always make sure that I de-stress the edges first by roughening the edges and then by de-stressing it using de-stress ink. This roughener you can also do with the help of your scissors, this roughening part, or you can buy this one. This one was for $5 from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's my absolute favorite. Using my ATJ glue glider, I'm going to stick both the pieces together. Before adding any colors, I'll first color it with some clear gesso. This really helps me because it would stop the color from bleeding through and protects my paper while still showing off the beautiful pattern. The next step is pretty simple. I'll take some paper texture paste and a stencil and I'll apply it all over. Make sure you don't apply it in blocks like a square block or a rectangle block. You can see there's this triangle shape which I've tried to give it, and this is what it gives it a very nice blended look. While the paste is still wet, I'm going to put some embossing powder on it and I'll use my heat gun to dry it. For stamping, I will use this random stamp which is from Prima. It's a very old script stamp. It has newspaper print basically. And using Versamark fine black ink, I'm going to apply it all over, and again in a very abstract manner, not in blocks. So moving further, I am taking these small ATC sized journaling cards by Prima from the same collection, and I have already pre-distressed them using a chipboard. I'm giving I'm adding dimension to it and adding it. So as I was going by, I realized that I need to mute down my paper a little bit, so I decided to put splatter of white gesso all across. Now I have these beautiful clay pieces which I made using the IOD molds by Prima, IOD and redesign molds. So what I'm doing is that I'm simply coloring them such that it goes with the theme of my paper, and in the end I'll decide what goes along and what doesn't, and I'll put it all across. To assemble my clipboard, I'm going to use some beautiful dies by Fantasy. They have beautiful designs which are very good for mixed media artists because they're not very geometric. They're very nice looking and they all have gears and stuff, and it's really a pleasure working with them. I'm using these flowers which are from a very old collection of Prima. It's called Tales of You and Me. and it had beautiful shades of grays, so I'm using those. Assembly part is pretty much very hit and trial method. I try to blend everything together and then I see what goes along and what doesn't. And my glue gun is always on high and it's very handy. I assemble everything and then I put a huge splat of glue and then put my flowers on top of it, because there's so many small elements and it's hard to assemble each one of them, making sure that nothing moves from the place. So as I'm going along, this part is pretty much self-explanatory, so I will increase the volume and I'll come back the point of time there's anything to explain. Once my assembly is done, I'll try to neutralize it using some white gesso. Simple toothbrush technique, and I realized that it will be good that I'll apply some white splatters on my flowers too. This is basically kind of dry brushing, but it's just that I'm using an old toothbrush to do the same. Now I'll just put some soft matte gel all across so that I can put my stones on my project. I really love using art stones. I feel that de-stress ink and art stones are like one of the best creations in our craft land. And while I'm putting my art stones and my soft gel is still wet, I'm going to be using some glass glitter, and the one which you will see me using here is called Midnight Black or Pitch Black. I don't remember the exact name, but I'm going to list down all the products below. I'm going to open the bottle right now. It was a little hard to find this particular color, but I was able to find it. And this is it, guys. I mean, these little things, they add a lot of definition to your project. And in the end, I'm just adding one more clay piece. So I really hope you all have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do leave me a thumbs up. I'm aiming for 100 likes on this video, and it really motivates me when you guys really like my video. And that's it, guys. Have a wonderful day. Until I see you next time.